Next one's from Alex. He says, "Hey Bradley, do you think it's smart to create a badge with a link back to the directory and have the business owner install the badge on their site to pass some link juice to the directory site? Kind of how websites like Upcity do, where they have you embed a badge on your site. You could test with it. Reciprocal links on external domains typically don't work that well. They don't usually perform well. Um, like Google killed that many years ago. Like again, reciprocal links, like before PageRank was taken away from the public, like before Google removed PageRank ratings and everything from the public, um, which was again many years ago. There was a very old school SEO tactic was reciprocal linking. That's why there was, it used to be every time you would get into a directory, they would ask, require a link back, or else they wouldn't, your directory listing would be unverified or come down or whatever. Seriously, if any of you guys have been doing SEO for a long time, you'd know that, right? They used to, almost all directories used to do reciprocal linking. They would require a link back to their directory in order for them to make it live and keep it live. And that was because of what you're just asking for. There was an SEO benefit from it. But the thing, so Google caught on to that many years ago and killed it. And before PageRank went away, you could see that because basically reciprocal links from two different domains would kill any passing of PageRank between those two sites. If that's clear, those two links would cancel each other out. And so it really became. Look, I'm not saying it's not effective. I'm just saying you can try, you can test with it. I don't know how effective it is anymore. We got away from doing reciprocal linking many years ago because when PageRank was still something that we had access to, you could see it, you could test it, measure it, and we could tell that like and Google came out and saying reciprocal link doesn't affect it or influence SEO anymore. And so that said, apparently, and Marco Benavides, one of our former partners, he was one of the guys that would like study the patents and all that kind of stuff. That shit makes my head hurt. Like honestly, like trying to read those patents and everything. No kidding. I always preferred just letting somebody like him that enjoyed that kind of stuff do it and then summarize it, put it in layman's terms for me. That's how I would understand the algorithms, by letting somebody much smarter at that type of stuff decipher the patents and then explain it to me in layman's terms. But I remember he said many years ago that the patent actually says that in reciprocal links kill page rank transfer even when it's on the same domain. So having two pages on the same domain that link to each other kills any passing of page rank. And I 100% believe that then. I still believe it now, but I got away from doing any reciprocal linking from within the same domain. So internal linking, I'd go out of my way to make sure there was no reciprocal linking anywhere on the site. And now if you go look at like my site templates that I set up for Tree Guys and everything, it's all about reciprocal linking on the same domain, right? You create one page for every service, product or service, one page for every location that they're trying to target, and you reciprocal link between them. So within each service page, there's an element block that lists and links to every location page that service is available to. On each location page, there's an internal link block that lists and links to every service page or product page that's available at that location. So what is that? That's one great big reciprocal link. Every service page links to every location page. Every location page links to every service page. You see what I'm saying? And when I start, and for years I avoided any kind of sort of reciprocal links on the same domain because of what I understood from that patent. But then it was 3 years ago when the algorithm changed, or roughly 3 years ago, when the algorithm really shifted from a keyword-based algorithm to an entity-based algorithm. And I started doing a lot of testing, what I call category and topic research or category and topic optimization. You guys know about that, should know about that. I've talked about that dozens and dozens of times over the last couple of years. But anyways, that's when I started testing with reciprocal linking on the same domain. And sure enough, it created a significant performance gain, and how the sites would react in search, right? We're not talking about, but by the way, it also helps to influence the link, like when building links. Think about it. When you build a link to a service page in the configuration of the setup, the formatting that I just explained with the internal linking scheme that I just described, if you build a link to a service page, what happens? All the relevant link equity, right? The link equity and relevance flows through that service page to all of the relevant locations because of the internal linking scheme, which those are contextual links within the content body of that article, of that page, if that makes sense, meaning within the body tags. Contextual links are given more significance than navigation links. That's why this is more effective. So when you build a link to a service page, it's going to flow through that page and hit that element block with all the internal links to the location pages. So that link equity and relevance is going to flow to each one of those location pages. And when you build a link to a location page, what happens? Same thing. It flows down to the service page or product page block, whatever it is, or element with internal links, and it's going to flow to all the relevant service pages. And remember, because there's a reciprocal link between them, it creates like an internal link wheel because the link equity goes into the original page and then it flows down to the page to all those internal links to all the, if it's a service page, to all the location pages, but then each location page has an internal link block that goes back to all the services that are available at that location. So you create like one link wheel that then all of a sudden just boom, like exponentially increases into all these additional link wheels between one service page and one location page, right? So each one kind of has its own link wheel. So it becomes very, very powerful. So regardless of whether PageRank would actually pass through reciprocal links or not, which I know on external domains it does not, but on internal linking, I found that that's actually beneficial. Now, again, many years ago, when we first kind of, and I learned about this and I went out of my way to avoid reciprocal links on the same domain. It didn't affect it, like it didn't provide performance gains like it does now. But now it absolutely works. Whether it passes PageRank or not, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It helps the site to perform better. And I think it makes it easier for Google to understand the site too when you link. So to get back to your question, do you think it's smart to create a badge? I don't know if it's smart or not. I don't know if it's effective or not. You could test with it. I know that it's not supposed to pass PageRank. We know that it doesn't pass PageRank, but will it have a gain? Like, will it produce a gain in search performance or not? Or will it make it drop? I don't know. You'd have to test. Fortunately, you could do that with a couple of clients. You could just ask them, hey, look, I want to try. Look, always be transparent, right? You could tell a client, like, look, I want to try something to see if we can get better results for you. If I sent you a badge and or if I do it for you, can I add a badge to your site in the footer that just says, powered by or whatever, and then link back to your directory? Just be transparent and ask your clients. Just say, look, I want to do this. Set it up for free, right? Just say, look, would you mind if I added this badge to your site? I want to test something. I want to see if this, and if it, monitor it, do it for a handful of sites, 5 or 10 sites, and then see if it produces a gain. If it doesn't, just go remove it, right? Or if it causes something to drop a little bit, remove it. If you have your own lead gen assets, do it with that first. But you can always ask clients. Like, again, guys, I always try to be transparent with clients. And if I'm trying something new and I don't have enough of my own assets to test on, and I feel it's safe enough to test on a client site, then I'll bring it to their attention. I'll just be honest with them. Like, hey, look, I got something I want to test. Would you be okay with me testing with your site? And if they give me the permission, then I run with that. So check it out. And I don't know. I just test with it. And you can find out. I don't think it's all that important to create reciprocal links from external domains anymore, but it may still help. So give it a shot.